All right, I'll kick it over to Jeff for this next part.
Jeff?
Jeff, are you there?
All right.
I think.
Hey, Jeff, I think you're on mute.
Well, welcome to another episode of You're on Mute, brought to you by CompuNet. My name's Dave Hasenstab. I am a digital workspace specialist here, and I have been in the world of cloud communications and customer experience and contact centers for, I think, now 20 of my 25 years in tech. So, just a few things on my mind to talk about today. But can you introduce yourself as well here, bud?
Well, Dave, I love the name, by the way, on mute. I must say that in my line of work, or in everybody's line of work these days, we probably say that 4 or 5 times a day. So I'm Matt Russell. Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for this opportunity. And I work for Zoom. I've been in this industry about 15 years, working for a variety of different providers out here. Headquartered out of the Central Oregon region, and I get the distinct pleasure of supporting CompuNet with all things Zoom. Prior to my 15 years in this industry, I'm a proud Navy veteran of 4 years, 2 months, 11 days.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Yeah, I was really looking forward to getting out and taking the next steps in my life. So happy to be here. Really excited to talk to you about the variety of different topics that you have for us today.
Absolutely. I think it's worth saying that we are both Oregonians.
Yes.
So I mean, we kind of look alike, so it's a little concerning, but we can get past that. But for today and the lives that we're living, I really thought it was a great opportunity to talk about the word here at the beginning, proactive workplace and CX transformation. When we think about CompuNet as your strategic partner and Zoom as a leading vendor in this space. For me, the first thing I wanted to talk about with you was really about the workplace. There's so much marketing and there's so many solutions out there that tell us about workplace transformation, how the workplace has changed, and just how we are working, how the customer experience has changed. But why do you think that we're still waiting for customers to change their technology in our areas? And when I say our areas, I'm thinking about cloud communications, unified communications as a service, contact center as a service, which blends with CX. But what are your thoughts about customers that are still, I want to say on the sidelines, but maybe just haven't embraced that vision, comprehensively?
I honestly feel that workplace is an ever-changing description of what we do. Work is no longer a place, right? It isn't merely an activity. And with hybrid workforce, with a variety of different solutions that are coming at companies and customers from all different directions, it can get very convoluted. And when customers they almost seem like they get strapped. They get deer in headlights. It's hard to change something of familiarity, especially when these types of solutions have been often considered utilities rather than a business solution, a transformation. So where I'm seeing that the customers are finally making this jump is that they realize that there's a better way of doing things. They realize that employee experience isn't just a saying, keeping their employees happy. Customer experience, we were just talking about this even prior to this. We have one negative customer experience. What do you and I do as consumers?
Yeah.
Right? We look elsewhere.
Yeah, you're tough. You're tough. You are.
I am a little bit tougher.
Gave me a little anxiety with your.
But beyond just employee experience and customer experience, it's a total experience for those customers.
Yeah.
And you get so many different point solutions that are in place there. It's hard to manage. It's hard to conceptualize from the customer standpoint.
Yeah.
Right. They are evaluating data center. They're evaluating AI, security measures. Seems like one of the last things that always comes to the table here is, well, what are we doing with our business communications, both internal and external? I think that should be on the forefront of these types of discussions that these customers should. And the reason being is that is their brand.
Yeah.
That is how they are appearing to their customers, their patients, their employees. So this ever-changing way that workplace is considered each and every day, it is a moving target. And I think that is what is, I'm saying, delaying a lot of the customer decisions these days.
Right. Because I definitely agree with you. I think that the terminology and just the promises of EX and CX and employee experience and customer experience. I still don't know what term can just kind of one singular term for all of it that I can use with even my own title. I'm still not convinced. I feel like I want to change it every week. But when you talk about employee experience stuff, when you look, like Zoom Phone, the Zoom workplace solutions, supporting improving productivity, robust security, superior employee experience. I mean, CX, you've got prioritizing omni-channel solutions, AI-driven personalization, robust data integration. I mean, these are, other than maybe AI, which is the somewhat new and overarching theme now, right? But those promises and those approaches have been around.
Yeah.
Like that's nothing new. And I think so. Just let me hypothesize with you for a minute and tell me how much you align to this, or if you think I'm way off. But I feel like a lot of partners in this space, and even maybe to an extent CompuNet, we have a lot of relationships within the IT organizations, and those relationships and the solutions that are generally essentially chosen by IT in certain areas. Like those motions are fairly familiar. They're familiar to, legacy system integrators and solution providers, and I think they're familiar to our partner teams who go in and we'll do our demonstrations, we'll provide our proposals, and a lot of times in certain solution areas, that is the motion. That is the start, the middle, and the end. But I feel like in our space specifically, the transition to a business solution is something that requires a different resource, I think, sometimes in our discussions with customers, because with IT, this was traditionally, like you said, a utility, and not selling it like a utility and not evaluating it like a utility requires the lines of business. And supporting customers and especially IT organizations in just having those conversations with the lines of business, or being allowed to interface with the lines of business for that. I think that's a very, like, it almost seems like a vulnerability that I feel like oftentimes leads us to, okay, now we're reactive again, because being proactive means a partner like ourselves, CompuNet, we have to have a really well-defined approach to kind of garner that support from IT, to go in and say, hey, can we support you? Can we represent you in some cases to talk about solutions that actually matter more to them than it, ideally for you, we want to take the load off administration-wise. We don't want you managing a utility. We don't want you to even decide, on a solution like a utility.
Yeah, I think you bring up an interesting point, and I think a lot of partners.
It's only one.
Well, I think a lot of partners, they tend to focus in on that line of business with IT, and that's a very archaic way of thinking about what a business solution is. All right. In order to have a solution for something, you have to identify a problem of something, and problems exist not just in IT. It exists in customer experience. It exists with customer experience. It exists within sales. It exists within marketing.
Right.
All right. In order to have a solution for that, you need to identify those problems across that entire organization. And I think partners are finding ways, all right? And they're finding ways through IT to get connected to the right people within that, because it is a much bigger ROI rather than just one department. And when we're talking about a return on investment, it's a business decision. It's not just one department making a decision to whether it's to upgrade an archaic Avaya or a Mitel solution. It's looking at how are they going to build their entire business around a platform and start integrating to it, rather than trying to integrate a platform into what they already have. All right.
Yeah.
And I really feel like there's certain solutions out there, all right, in this space that do that very, very well. Where I think that it gets very diluted is look at the number of third-party or point solutions out there that are going out there and just solving one problem, all right? And that one problem, sure, it may have a business impact, but it is not a longevity problem, especially with all the consolidation in this space today.
I do think that it's it's a collaborative effort to try and rein this in, because I would agree. I mean, the long-term impact of best of breed, at least thinking best of breed, like near-term best of breed, the long-term impact is I'm concerned.
Yeah, I think a great example of that, especially here as of late. There's certain customers out there that went ahead and invested in a third-party AI solution. And that third-party AI solution was just recently acquired by a nice CX solution for.
I think we'll see a lot of that.
Yes.
I mean, don't we think like we're on the cusp of that happening? Right.
I'm glad I am at where I'm at.
Yeah. Right.
I think I've counted maybe 5 acquisitions throughout the entirety of Zoom.
Right.
And it's not a matter of fitting a square peg in a round hole. All right. When we start bringing open the integrations and filling a gap of a particular solution, I think oftentimes there's a lot of systemic technical debt that goes into play there. And then what I mean by that is developing to your customers, not developing to a integration, to an acquisition in order to make it work. And those costs are trickling down to the end customers.
Yeah.
And it makes them slow to develop. It puts them behind the 8 ball with investment into R&D, because they're now investing in how to fit that integration into their solution.
Yeah.
Some people, they like the bought not built mentality. I am very proud of being with an organization that it's built, not bought.
That's kind of a good segue into these decisions are happening, and we're talking about point solutions and platform solutions. But what do you see as like the trends that will really motivate some more? Oh God, I'm gonna do it again. Proactive action by customers, and AI is one that it's. To me, and I want to get your thoughts first before I come in, because I really like the Zoom approach to it, because I feel like it tempers some of the immediate AI aspirations that customers are attempting to achieve, or at least trying to sort out. But what do you think, like when you see across all the landscape of partners like us and the customers that we're dealing with, like what trends are they really responding to like right now? Is it the same old ones that we've always been looking at and getting to that point, or are there new interests that are being piqued?
I think the term of AI has been extensively used since Channel Connect of 2023. Ooh. And it continues to be a hot button. And I think what a lot of customers and what partners have recognized is customers don't know where to start with AI. They've been told from either as a directive from their leadership, hey, we need to start investing into AI. And then the question proceeds, well, how do you want AI to be a productive member of my organization? And I think where companies really excel in positioning AI is make it a part of their solution. not as a feature.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Again, not as a third party or a point solution that you've had to integrate into your solution, but make it as part of the fabric of everything that you offer. And I think that Zoom has done a very good job in doing so. Another way so it's not only the AI discussion that is bringing customers to the table here and extensively making Zoom an option, but it's also the consolidation. You look at companies out there that are managing contracts for their phone. Maybe it's a separate contract for support, or a separate contract for contact center, or a separate contract for their chat, their Office 365. That's a lot of support numbers to memorize. And it's a lot of different veins to be able to get support that is needed. And you as a partner, you very well understand that. You offer a lot of different solutions out there.
We really do.
But at the same time, it's got to be a simplistic model for you to be able to receive that support. And I think that what Zoom does from a customer standpoint is really that consolidation, an entry into AI and the possibilities. We have the art of the possibility within Zoom that really kind of molds in how a customer wants to leverage AI within their organization. Do they want to leverage it for productivity and efficiency from an employee standpoint? Mm-hmm. Do they want to leverage it from a contact center standpoint through a virtual agent to handle those mundane inbound discussions of whether it's scheduling, filling a prescription? When those types of resources, we're augmenting people, not replacing people.
Yeah.
And that's what I think Zoom brings to the table, specifically within contact center. And from an employee standpoint, I don't know what I would do without AI these days. That's how I prep for this podcast, as a matter of fact. So I had to prep that way.
That's shameful. Come on. No way did you do that.
So me being in this office today, I'm actually, AI Companion has given me the opportunity to be in multiple places at once. And it's not just through our meetings platform. It's being able to see meeting summaries. It's able for me to be able to watch the recording, see the highlights if my name was mentioned. We're all chain smoking various like Zoom meetings, one right after the other.
Yeah.
And me being able to spend time here in this office today has allowed me to feel like I am not going to be missing out on supporting the other partners in the territory.
I love the fact that, AI Companion with Zoom, it's there. It's like you don't have to have it all figured out just yet, mm-hmm. right? But invest in the platform where it's there, and you can be opportunistic or prescriptive with what you want to kind of tackle to make it more of a AI enabled workflow or what have you.
Yeah.
But it's also, it's how you support after that initial implementation, that old school project, cut bait into support. It's like, but that's not necessarily support. This thing's pretty much running pretty well, and support tickets are, hopefully more minor or out of our control. Like we just have to submit it and Zoom's mm-hmm. got to fix something, on the back end versus, actually enabling through support. Like I'm definitely, I think that I really like, not having to, especially here with CompuNet, we don't necessarily have to brand it as a managed service. It's something I've coined. I don't know if anyone will like this, but I'm going to keep trying to use it. But I look at it as solution lifecycle management. Like it's
Love
like
it.
Hey, one.
Love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, one.
Check.
All right. You and me, buddy. But it's, the solution, we recommended the solution. We evaluated it against your success criteria. That's where the recommendation come from. We implemented it, but now we're here to optimize it for you. We're here to, because in theory, you need this. You just need it in a different way, and we don't really feel the need to wrap a managed service around that as a way of interacting with you. Mm-hmm. We need to be a lot more flexible and and thoughtful about like, well, what might you need in 2 months? Like, well, don't worry about it. Let's navigate that, whether it's more of a support slant or if it has more of an enablement slant. Let's invest in the solution that way.
And I think that's what our strategic partners absolutely continue doing is is having those strategy discussions with an existing customer on the platform that they're on, beyond just a QBR, beyond just serving as an engine for getting support.
Right.
I mean, it's that consistency
Right.
of being a part of that business that you sold into. And I think our more successful strategic partners do that very well.
That's kind of what I'm excited about. It's like the more that you guys do with that, the more that our outside of term strategic partner, but the more that you kind of qualify us and certify us on working, in that process.
It's not easy being a strategic partner.
No, but it is. It's such it is still such a world of like, you think it's like certifications and then figure it out, certifications, and then you're in the door, but you still gotta. But it's like, what if the certification was in kind of a consulting motion?
So
from
from a certification standpoint, I'm not going to argue there.
Yeah.
But again, we have things beyond certifications in which our strategic partners have already demonstrated, and it is a demonstration component.
That's right.
And that is the competencies.
Yep.
And yes, we have Zoom phone competencies, Zoom contact center competencies, customer experience, spaces. Those types of competencies are which our strategic partners are held up in that high regard because they've invested in that. They've invested in those competencies. Mm-hmm. And those aren't a pay-to-play model for Zoom. All right? Zoom doesn't charge for any of our training out there. What I will say is the time investment, the knowledge investment, the employee investment that you have put forth, along with some other strategic partners out there, that's where you're seeing the benefits of helping, once again, of not only visualizing the art of the possible, but also implementing it.
We're embracing the grind.
Yes.
We're embracing
the
grind.
I love it. Shout out to the engineers at CompuNet.
My hope, kind of where the RFP tangent kind of came in, is that customers start to evaluate the efforts that we're putting in a new way.
Yeah.
And we are not just a means to an end.
No.
And you are not just a unified communications platform like all the other unified communications
we are
platforms.
So much more than just meetings. We're about connecting people. Mm-hmm. We're about connecting partners. And
that's what we'll say. It was like, I'm Dave, and man, we're so much more. We're so much more.
Well, our strategic partners that we have, absolutely, we're depending on them.
Yeah.
We're depending on them for scaling what Zoom is and what Zoom was.
Right.
And as a channel-first thinking organization, not trying to get too much in numbers here, but we just had the best quarter that we've had in years. And that was mainly because of the channel contribution of revenue, right? Because of our strategic partners, because of our partners scattered around the globe, we continue to see more and more, right, of that going in, carrying the same bag with our channel partners that we have globally.
Yeah.
So notice I didn't put any percentages out there because I know they
didn't. Well, I was going to write them down.
But they are publicly available. So by all means,
for mass consumption.
Yes.
Get your percentages.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think we just had a great talk. I think we had a pretty well-rounded conversation on this. But where do we go from here, Matt?
Well, I think that there's obvious next steps. Mm-hmm. And I think the continued enablement, that's why I'm here. Right. That's why I'm here in lovely Salt Lake City. That's why I continue to be in the Boise offices and in the Evergreen offices as well. So I think that obviously vendors out there that have a vested interest in a partner success are going to have individuals or a team like myself continuing to be available, continuing to be not just as a sounding board, but as a strategic resource for you to be able to continue to grow your business inside or outside of Zoom. And I'm your biggest fan, right? And every single channel manager out there is going to say the same thing about their partners. We are truly wanting the best for you because it impacts us too.
Right.
Let's not sugarcoat it,
right?
You're more successful with your customers beyond just selling an amount, but keeping your customers happy. Think about that, how that impacts your channel manager if that customer is not happy. Right?
Well, and it's especially for us because we are not looking to the solution that we recommended, a Zoom solution, is our representation for the customer. That is CompuNet. You know, so I think that, and I think it's an opportunity, but it's also an exposure if it's not handled right. And it's like we're you know, our relationship and how we're supporting this solution, regardless of what the ask is or what the emergency support is all represented in just how, you know, because there is no other investment that we have with this customer. It's just about, you know, we made this recommendation, watch how well we work together to optimize it for you and to grow it with you. So I think that's, and you can see right through that. I can only imagine a customer can see right through that if it's like, wait, what? You don't know what to do next, or you don't know why I'm asking this question, or where I should go for this, you know, particular interop, you know, requirement. You know, those are the kinds of things that, you know, can be an exposure if you know, the partnership isn't solid. So thank you for the partnership.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate being held accountable as I hold CompuNet accountable too. That's the level of, yes, there's a level of trust, but there's a level of accountability that I think that continues to build trust upon.
Right. Yeah.
So I really appreciate the opportunity. This was fun.
Yeah. Do you think, just real quick before we wrap up here, do you think, what do you think words we overused? Do you think it was proactive? I know I killed that one today.
I think
strategic. We did strategic.
Yeah. I think I tried to use bolt on a number of different times too.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh,
because
you
that's
hyphenated.
That's not something that we
right.
generally have within the
Bolt
Zoom
on.
platform. So,
Yes.
You know,
you're anti-bolt on, but you're bolting on a lot. Gotcha. Well, hey, we'll work on it. Always room to improve, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, new buzzwords for next time.
Well, thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.